Hi everyone, I'm Holly from HS Homemade. My web address is www.hs-homemade.blogspot.com. Today we're going to make a onesie card. It's going to come out something like this. I saw this online on Google Images one day and I saved it on my iPad and I thought, you know, I'm going to make that one day. So today's the day. I am going to a baby shower tonight and she's having a little girl, so this is what I'm going to make as my card. Alright, let's get started. First of all, what you're going to need is you're going to need a 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock in pink. Cut it in half, fold it. This is going to be your base card. You also need the same color, a 4 1/4 inch square. Basically, it has to be at least 4 1/4. So you're going to need another piece of pink like that. You're also going to need a strip of brown paper, just a random strip. It just needs to be just long enough to fit that 4 1/4 on it. Also, you're going to need a strip that's about 3.5 inches by 1/4 inch, and you're also going to need 2 scalloped circles that have a hole punched out of the middle. This is going to be for the ruffles around the neck and the legs. You're going to need a piece of brown ribbon. I chose a pretty wide ribbon. And 3 brown brads. You're going to need a circle punch as well as a crocodile. Okay. Let's go ahead and get all of our pieces together and then we will start assembling the card. First of all, we're going to take this pattern. I've had this for a long time. I made this myself. You can pretty much eyeball this on one side and then fold it over and do the exact on the other side. There's several places online that you can get a template, but what all you're going to do is trace that template onto your card. And here is my boy template. It looks more like a regular onesie instead of more like a dress. So there's that. Okay, what you're going to do is you are going to now cut this out. Cut this template out. Just going to use regular scissors to cut this out, and then the neck and the arms I'm going to cut out with my circle punch, which this circle punch is about 1 3/4 inch diameter. I think it says 2, but it's not really quite 2 in diameter. Okay. Now that you've got that, that is your base card. Okay? Alright, let's do the other pieces and then we'll assemble the card. Alright, these are already done. These are already how you need them. Let's make the little apron part first. It kind of looks like a little, you know, ruffle on a dress. So let's make this part. This is the hardest part. After we get this done, you're easy sailing from there. Okay, what you're going to do is, if you have a paper trimmer that has a kind of a swirl, wavy edge, that would be perfect for this. I do not have that, so I used a Creative Memories little guide here that I've got, and I just traced this on here. Okay, then you're going to take your pattern again of your onesie, and you're going to line these points up here at the end of each end of your line here that you made. And you're just going to make those 2 lines there so that it is equal with the card. Now this is not going to be perfect. You're going to have to cut this down, but I think it makes it just a little bit easier to place to go ahead and cut that. So you're going to go ahead and cut this out, and you're going to have a piece that's about like this. Okay, I've already put my dots on it. But this is how your piece is going to turn out. It is going to be a little taller. You'll just have to cut it down to the card, and I've already cut this down to the size that I need. So it appears that she used a Swiss Dots stamp on hers. I do not have a stamp that way, so I used a Swiss Dots embossing folder and then inked my edges. Inked the raised edges, I'm sorry. So that's how I did mine, okay? And now we need to make the little brown ruffle that goes here. Now what you're going to do is you're going to use your same template that you just used. You're going to go ahead and do that line. And then you're going to move your template equally about a ½ inch above that line and do it again. And then you will cut this out and you will come out with a piece very similar to this. Now what we're going to do is we are going to, let me get this turned around right, we're going to, still don't have it turned around right, we're going to adhere this to the bottom of this ruffle. We're going to go ahead and get that step out of the way. Probably help if I had my adhesive handy. So I'm going to go ahead and just use my adhesive and roll it right around the edge there. And I'm going to attach this. And this doesn't have to be perfect as long as you just can't see the bottom of that ruffle. And I have a little bit of extra adhesive. I'm going to rub that off real quick. And you're just going to trim these edges here equal with the side of this pink. Okay, now we have our apron. Okay, it's time to start assembling. You need to have this kind of high, and you can always cut off the excess because the ruffles that go around the legs are a little higher than you think, and you want to have a little leeway room there. So just kind of measure it out there. I'm just going to put a little line right here so I know exactly where I want that. Put some adhesive on, and I'm just going to put it on the top so that I can kind of roll this out a little bit and make this a little bit 3D when I get done. So I'm going to line that up with that line I made. I'm going to cut the excess off, so we don't need all that. Okay. Now we're going to put the ruffles on. I'm going to use this little glue pen that I have from Creative Memories. I love it. It's almost empty. So I need to work on getting another one. I'm just going to go ahead and ink all these, glue all these edges here. Now this glue dries pretty quickly, so you have to work a little bit quickly. A little quicker. Let's go ahead and put that on there, stick it down. Oh, let me do that again. That's lovely. Okay, there we go. Let's stick it down real quick, and then we will cut off the excess. Okay. Now, we'll just use the excess of one of those and do the ruffle at the top. The same way, you just lay it there. And this strip here that you've had is going to be for the arms here. I like to just place it and then trim off the excess, because if I cut it to what it's supposed to be, it never turns out the way it's supposed to be. So I go ahead and do this so that I know it will be perfect in the end. Okay, now we're going to trim off all of our excess pieces here. Okay. Now all we have left is to put the bow on and the little snaps at the bottom. I'm going to go ahead and make the holes for the snaps. I'm just going to kind of eyeball this. I'm usually pretty good at this, but now that I'm on camera, probably be off a little bit. Okay. Alright, that's going to be for our snaps. They're going to actually be little brads. And just adhere those real quick, and put those in real quick. Sorry if I'm off camera. These are small. I need to bring them up to my face a little bit. And then we have the bow. Now I am going to put a little bit of adhesive right here inside the card, right where the bow will come across, just to kind of keep that ribbon in place a little bit there. Then I'm going to bring it to the front and tie it, and we'll be good to go. Always tie your bows left over right. And snip the edges here, and we will be done. And how cute is that in less than 10 minutes? Alright everyone, I hope that you go home and work on a onesie card for your next baby shower. Have fun, and always remember, it's always homemade. Thank you.